It's Wednesday morning, and on Wednesday mornings we start with wisdom from others, where I read something from Thich Nhat Hanh. I get a lot out of just finding the passages to read. That gives me a lot of pleasure. And then we practice we have the physical practice, and then we end with a meditation. The peaceful revolution. Some people spend their whole life trying only to get revenge. This kind of desire will bring great suffering, not only to others, but to oneself as well. Hatred is a fire that burns in every soul and can only be tempered by compassion. But where do we find compassion? It isn't sold in the supermarket. If it were, we would only need to bring it home, and we could solve all the hatred and violence in the world very easily. But compassion can only be produced in our own heart by our own practice. Right now, America is burning with fear, suffering, and hatred. If only to ease our suffering, we have to return to ourselves and seek to understand why we are caught up in so much violence. What has caused terrorists to hate so much that they are willing to sacrifice their own lives and create so much suffering for other people? We see their great hatred, but what lies underneath it? Injustice. Of course, we have to find a way to stop their violence. We may even need to keep people locked in prison while their hatred burns. But the important thing is to look deeply and ask, what responsibility do we have for the injustice in the world? Okay, so with that in mind, let's practice. Finding your seat. Sitting up tall, neck is long, shoulders are released. And then maybe bring your awareness to your feet, lifting the heels and toes, reminding yourself of the connection to earth. And then coming to stillness. And then if you'd like, you can bring your awareness to your breathing. Notice the inhale. Notice the exhale. And maybe ask yourself, what kind of breathing are you using today? Is it slow? Is it fast? Is it deep? Is it shallow? And what information are you getting from your breathing? If you want to, you can place your hands on your belly. On the inhale, notice how the belly is expanding into your hands. And on the exhale, the navel is moving a little closer to the spine. Another way could be to place the hands on your rib cage. And then maybe notice how the rib cage is moving as you're breathing. On the inhale, the rib cage is expanding. And on the exhale, it's releasing a little closer to the spine. And then if you want to, you can release your hands back on your knees. Notice the two sitting bones. Maybe shift the weight a little bit from side to side just to feel the sitting bones. Notice like that there are two parts of us, a left side and a right side. And when they work together, good things happen. And then find balance in between the two sitting bones. In between the sitting bones is the root chakra. If you like, you can imagine how we're breathing from the root chakra all the way up to the crown of the head. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. And do that a few times on your own. And then if you want to, you can place your fingers on top of your head. Imagine how the crown of the head is pushing up towards your hands in the universe. And at the same time, the sitting bones are grounding into the chair. So one part of you is moving up and the other one is staying grounded. Maybe use your fingers to open up the crown of the head, so we can get guidance from above. And then imagine how there's a little drop that drops down to midbrain or third eye. And with that third eye, we can simply observe without judgment. If I can observe myself without judgment, I'm willing to see things that I might not want to see. It's just starting to observe without judgment. That's step one. I don't have to take any action. I don't have to tell anyone or say anything. Just observe myself without judgment. And then place the hands on your knees and then gently start the cat-cow movement. Waking up the physical and spiritual spine. Maybe notice how you're breathing as you're moving. Can your physical body and your breath body work together? Those are the two first koshas, the physical body and the breath body. And then coming back to neutral, finding neutral, and then add some blinking, bubbling stars. Really open and close the fingers. Open and close those fingers. There's a lot of muscles in there. We need, if we paint, we would do watercolors. We need those hands to work properly. And then bring the hands all the way up, clasp the hands, turn them over. Straighten those elbows and maybe look up towards the sky. Stretch those fingers and palms out. Straighten the elbows. Breathe. And then a little bit of side bending. Maybe imagine how the lungs are stretching. You might feel it in the skin. And then imagine how you feel that those lungs are stretching. Maybe reach, and allow the side of your body and the lungs to stretch out, making breathing easier. And then stay, turn to one side, let the arms go wide, look behind you, let the fingers move away from each other, straighten the elbows. How far away can they go from each other? Breathe. Notice how the feet are still connected to earth and the sitting bones to the chair. And the crown of the head is still reaching up towards the sky. And then release. Maybe lift the shoulders a few times. And then add blinking, bubbling stars. You might feel it in your forearms. I'm pretty strong and I feel this. Blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows, look up. Breathe. Really flex those fingers and palms. And then bending side to side, reaching, choosing. What colors do you like? Maybe blue, green, orange, yellow, red, brown, black, gray. What colors do you like? And then reach, turn to the other side. Let the fingers go far away from each other. Far away. How far away can they go? Breathe. Notice how your feet are still connected to the earth and the sitting bones to the chair. And release. Shake out the shoulders, maybe lift them a few times. And then take all five fingers. Let's dip the fingers in color. And then paint with all five fingers. All five fingers. What are you painting? I think I should go and pick up some crayons. Okay, and then the other side. All five fingers, dip them in paint. And then drop big colors. What color is it and what are you painting? Come back to neutral and then place the arms in cactus. Somewhere it's warm. There are cactuses living in deserts, and somewhere on this planet there are cactuses. Not for here, not up here in the mountains with me. And then maybe reach forward and swim. And then go backwards. And then release. Blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows, breathe. Now, let those fingers release out wide. Like an aeroplane. So where would you like to fly? Turn the palms up and then forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. And this time bring the arms behind you. Hold on to opposite elbows. And then release. We're going to sit here for a while. There's no rush. If you want to bring your focus to your breathing, noticing the inhale, noticing the exhale. And where do you feel tightness in your body? Maybe imagine that the breath is healing water, meaning, healing, caring water, and bring that caring water to the parts of your body that need a little extra kindness. And then release one arm, shake it up, bring it up, place the hand behind, in between the shoulder blades, protecting or protecting the heart, or supporting the heart. And then bring the other one up and place that one on top of the other hand, supporting your own heart. How can you support your own heart? And then release the arms down. Okay, place the feet a little bit wider than the mat. And then start to transfer the weight from side to side. So we have a tendency to go from black and white, pain, pleasure. Binary bias is called. We're going to talk about that at 10:30 if you want to join. So we go from side to side. I see it from that way or that way is yes or no, black or white. But in reality, it's more complex than that. It's more complex than that. So can I see the gray? Can I see all the colors in a situation? Or am I in this black or white thinking? Can I add the colors? Can I add the colors? And when I add the colors, what happens? And then finding neutral. And then placing the feet in Tadasana, big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. And then lifting up that knee, creating big circles. Maybe, let's take the toes and dip the toes in some color. I'm going to dip the toes in color, and then I'm going to paint a picture with my toes. Let's paint with toes today. And then step out wide, elbows to knees, fingertips together, lengthen the spine, pit of the belly goes in and up. That's internal support, internal support. You can stay here, or if you want to, you can release your hands down, you can drop your head, you can walk your fingers forward or to the side. You decide. You know your body, you know what you need. And then inhale and come back up. Place that foot on top of the knee. Use your fingers. Place the fingers in between the toes to open the toes up. Gently guide that knee out, sit up tall. You can sit still, or if you want to, you can add some movement, maybe lean forward. If you want to, you can even get off the chair. Ooh. And then slide the knees together, inhale, arms up, exhale and turn away from that knee, look behind you. How does the picture change when you add color? How does the picture change when you add color? And release. Big toes to touch. And then let's take the toes, dip them in color, and then paint with the toes. Paint with the toes. Big circle, big images. Paint with those toes. What are you creating? What are you creating? And then step out wide, elbows to knees, fingertips together, Lengthen the spine, neck is long, shoulders are wide. Breathe. And here, maybe release one hand down towards the floor. Take that string, pull it up, all the way up, all the way up. One hand is pushing into earth and the other one is reaching up towards the sky. The knees are wide and we're still breathing. And release. Place the other hand under your face, push into the ground, take the string, pull it up, pull it up, pull up, all the way up. One hand is pushing into earth and the other one is reaching up towards the sky. And we're breathing. Knees stay wide. And release, drop the head. Let the head be heavy. Inhale, come back up. Place that foot on the knee and then use the fingers to open up the toes. Open up the toes. Gently guide that knee out. Sit up. Sit up tall. You can stay still, or if you want to, you can lean forward or add some movement. And then slide the knees together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, turn away from that knee. Look behind you. And then paint that picture. Start with black, white, gray, and then add color. Add color. And then release and come back to neutral. Okay, let's work with those legs. So bring the knees, feet a little bit closer. Make sure you have a good support, and then start working. Maybe pick a number. Maybe pick 10. So just touch the chair. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then now you can rest, or you can come up with something else. Maybe lift one leg and then the other. Maybe jump, or maybe do another 10. Maybe do on one leg and then the other. So finding ways to get those legs going. And then eventually count down, relax, shake it out. And then we're going to transfer the weight forward and up, and we're going to stay up this time. Okay, blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over. Breathe. Let those palms of the hands go up towards the sky. And then side bend. Reach. Pick those colors. Think about what are your favorite colors. What do you really like? What brings you pleasure? And then reach up, turn to one side, bring the fingertips away from each other. Look behind you. And release. Blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over. Straighten those elbows. And then side bend. And then reach. Reach and choose. We are making a lot of choices. And those choices have an impact on our life. So we all here made a choice to click on that Zoom link, for instance, and that's going to have an impact on our life. All right, reach up, turn to the other side, look behind you. Fingertips are reaching away from each other. And release. Okay, take those fingers, dip them in paint, and then draw something big. Draw something big. Maybe you're painting on the wall. And then take the other, dip it in color, and then paint something big. Maybe I'm painting this white sheet. And then let the arms go. Let the arms go. And the knees. And then move around. We don't have to stay on that mat. We can move around. We can do things that we have never tried before. Maybe today is the day you're gonna try something that you've never tried before. Something simple. And then let the arms go in cactus. Swimming forward, swimming backward, and then lifting knee to elbow, knee to elbow. And even here, we can move away from the mat, even though we're doing something that we know very well. We don't have to stay on the mat. We can move around. Ooh. And then crossing the midline, engaging that core. And then hands on your hips, and then kick some butt, kick some butt. Waking up the hamstrings. And then lift out towards the sides. So lifting the leg towards the side, engaging the external hips or external support. And then if you want to, you can balance on one side and lifting that leg. You can add some movement to make it a little bit stronger. And then you can go to the other side, finding your balance, maybe add some movement. Ooh. And then release. Okay. Blinking, bubbling stars, and then open up the fingers. Now, think about something that's not helpful, and we're going to push that away. A pattern, a habit, or something that's not helpful. And then we're going to push it away, push it away, push it away, push it away, finding plank posture, standing plank posture. Push it away, keep it away. And then maybe add some kicking. Sometimes we need some kicking. We don't want to focus on things that we want to remove, but we do need to know what they are. And when I have identified a pattern in myself that's not helpful, then I need to push it away. And release. Okay. Now let's do 3 sun salutations. 3 sun salutations. Here we go. I like to start with my feet hip distance apart. That gives me a little bit more stability. Okay. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. That was 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. Okay, last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline, and then stay there. Hold your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. Love and compassion. And release. Okay, let's do the step back. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale to chair posture. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left, the right heel comes off. Take a big step back. You can hold on to the chair if you want to, finding the earth behind you with the toes and the heel, building the foundation for warrior one. So warrior one, everything is facing forward. Hips are square and everything is facing forward. This is when we observe without judgment. I'm simply observing, simply gathering information and facts, taking in all the colors, all the colors. I don't put them in like or dislike. I just gather information. Add some blinking, bubbling stars. Clasp the hands, turn them over. Release the fingertips out wide. Place your hands in your back pockets. Open your heart to all the information that you are receiving. And then release the hands to the chair. Transfer the weight forward. Lift that back foot up. Lift the opposite hand off the chair. You can stay here or you can add movement. Knee and elbow go together and then straighten out. If you want to, you can take the bind. If you want to, you can take that other hand off the chair and turn it into more of a balancing posture. Maybe release it into a warrior three. And then find your way back, bend the knees, and come back up to standing. Inhale to chair posture. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off the chair. You can hold on, off the floor. You can hold on to the chair. Place the toes first and then the heel. Building warrior one from the ground up. With a stable and secure foundation, it's easier to do fancy things up here. Okay. When I feel stable, I add some blinking, bubbling stars. Clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows. Maybe look up. Release the fingertips out wide. Place your hands in your back pockets. Can you open up your heart to see all the colors? All the colors, even the colors you don't really like. And then transfer the weight forward, hold on to the chair, lift the back foot off the floor, lift the opposite hand off the floor, of the chair. And then maybe add some movement if that's helpful to you. Maybe take the bind. Maybe release into a warrior three. And then bring the feet back together, bend the knees, and come back up to standing. Okay, step back to warrior two. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight, right heel comes off. Take a big step back, open up the pelvic halves, finding warrior two. One arm is forward and the other one is back. Warrior two. Fingertips are reaching away from each other. Flip the front hand, reverse the warrior. Maybe come a little deeper in that front knee. And then from there, pass through warrior two and then move into an extended side angle. You can hold on to the chair or you can place the elbow on the knee. Long line of energy from the back foot to the fingertips of the top hand. And from here, move back to warrior two. And then straighten that front knee, hands on your hips. Let that hand slide down or find the chair for Trikonasana. Maybe let that top arm go up. And then slowly, if you want to, let the gaze travel up the wall and maybe come all the way up, looking up towards the sky. And then bring the gaze back down. Rebend that front knee, finding warrior two again. And then place the hands on the chair. Pick that back foot up. Lift it, dip the toes in paint and paint something. Paint something. And then stay up there and let the same hand come off the chair. If you do this without a chair, it would be Ardha Chandrasana. It would be this posture. You can stay here. You can take the bind if you think that's helpful or fun. You can try it. And then eventually releasing the feet back together, bend the knees and come back up to standing. Let's try the other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. Take a big step back. Open up the pelvic halves, finding warrior two. One hand in the past, one in the future, and we are right here, right here. Flip the front hand, reverse the warrior. And then bring all that information from the past into the future. Extended side angle. With all that wisdom or with all that knowledge, what plans are you going to make? And then bring that back to the present moment, warrior two. Hands on the hips, straighten that front knee. Let the arms slide down for Trikonasana. Maybe let the arm go up. Maybe let the gaze go from the floor, up the wall, slowly up towards the sky. Who do you need to be? Bring the gaze back down. Rebend the front knee, finding warrior two again. And then place the hands on the chair. Bring that back foot up. Imagine that you're putting your toes in paint and then painting something. Painting something. And then release that same hand. Same hand comes up. Maybe lifting that back leg a little higher. Maybe take the bind. Ooh, almost fell. And then eventually releasing the feet back together, bend the knees. and come back up to standing. Okay, tree posture. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Starting in Tadasana, mountain, feel the power, feel the stability in mountain posture. Now transfer the weight to the left, right heel comes off. Now explore a balancing posture. It could be a regular tree posture, or it could be something else. You choose and you practice and you notice. And then eventually finding your way back to Tadasana, mountain. Notice the power, the strength, and stability in that posture. Breathe. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. And then play around on this side. What kind of balancing posture would you like to practice on this side? And then eventually finding your way back to Tadasana, standing up tall, strong, steady. Okay, now place the hands on the chair. Feet a little wider than your hips, spread the toes, release the knees down. Okay, let's dip the fingertips in color and paint. And then touch that heel. Maybe touch that heel. Hips are moving towards the chair. And then release and try the other side. Dip the fingertips in paint and draw something big, draw something big, draw something big. Fingertips are touching the heel. Hips are moving towards the chair. And release. Now, all 5 fingers, dip them in paint, and then start painting. Start painting. And then all the way up and place your hands in your back pockets. Bring the elbows towards each other. Allow your heart to open up. Are you willing to see all the colors? And then release. Untuck the toes, bring the knees a bit wider, big toes to touch, release the hips towards your heels, and then find child's posture. Inhale, come back up. And now create that triangle. So clasp the hands, create that triangle. Tuck the toes, engage the core, lean into your support, get the knees off, maybe stay here a little bit and get some strength here. And then bring the hips up, walk the feet towards the chair, armpits towards your feet, dolphin posture. Bend the knees, come back up, all the way up to standing. Okay, so I'm going to read from Thich Nhat Hanh again, and then we'll do a meditation about 8 minutes. The peaceful revolution. Some people spend their whole life trying only to get revenge. This kind of desire will bring great suffering not only to others, but to oneself as well. Hatred is a fire that burns in every soul and can only be tempered by compassion. But where do we find compassion? It isn't sold in the supermarket. If it were, we would only need to bring it home and we could solve all the hatred and violence in the world very easily. But compassion can only be produced in our own heart by our own practice. Right now, America is burning with fear, suffering, and hatred. If only to ease our suffering, we have to return to ourselves and seek to understand why we are caught up in so much violence. What has caused terrorists to hate so much that they are willing to sacrifice their own lives and create so much suffering for other people? We see their great hatred, but what lies underneath it? Injustice. Of course, we have to find a way to stop their violence. We may even need to keep people locked in prison while their hatred burns. But the important thing is to look deeply and ask, what responsibility do we have for the injustice in the world? Okay. So now let's sit up tall, feet on the ground, sitting bones on the chair, crown of the head is moving up towards the sky. You can keep your eyes closed or gently, or look at the ground. And then bring your awareness to your breathing. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale, and then I'm going to be quiet for about 7 minutes. Here we go. And wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, gently move your head from side to side. Take a deep breath in, let it go. If you want to, you can place your hands in Anjali Mudra in front of your heart, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. Maybe bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Thank your inner guides, your past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Open your eyes, look at the floor, raise your gaze. And thank you so much for practicing together this morning. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you